I'm just about to head upstairs for the panel on the Book of Negroes miniseries. Let's listen to their discussion.
I would never have written this book or come to know its history without the work of a great many historians, including, of course, Dr. James Hawco, who's in the audience tonight. So thank you very much, James.
With a novel, you have a lot of space to be inside someone's head. But with a miniseries, you have to be economical, you have to be fast. And you know, if you take 15 pages to talk about a character, you have half a page to kind of get that across.
Yeah, Clement's tough. That's true. Like, he'd look at a section of the novel that was 15 pages long and say, Larry, you've got 1 minute to get in and out. That's 1 page of script. So get in and out in a page. And it was a real learning curve.
I think this project is bigger than all of us. I think it's a statement. And I think that's why Lawrence Hill is so important to the zeitgeist that is the society that is not just Canada and America, but the world. I think this is a time for healing for the world, and there's stories, there's a reason why these stories are being embraced, from 12 Years a Slave, Roots, on, and I don't even want to give too many examples because everyone here has their own example. Even if it's not a cinematic example, it's a personal example. And I think it's starting to reflect itself on this screen here.
We were in the United States fighting over the word Negro. We got sophisticated, we're African Americans, you know. So I had that attitude. It's called contempt prior to investigation. So it's the same thing that this young man had. They offered me a part of Daddy Moses. So I opened it up, and I was transported into a whole other thing with the magic of this man's writing.
Like any actor, we always like to find characters that are outside our comfort zone or are different from what people normally see us as. So Solomon was the perfect opportunity to take that leap, and with the writing that you guys put forward and with the director like Clement, I knew I was in safe hands and I could really take that leap, so it was a real honor, so thanks for that.
This woman defined her own life, not her circumstances. She defined her own life. And I think to this day, women are still making those kinds of choices, like trying to figure out who they are spiritually, where they fit in the workplace, where they fit in their relationships. And I think that Aminata is a 21st century heroine for women to this day. She's a feminist. She was a feminist before there was a word for feminism.
It was an organic experience. It took a life of its own, and I just went for the ride. I really had no idea for myself on how I was going to play it. I just kind of followed what I got from the book when I read it, and the script. And then meeting Aunjanue.
I was so affected by the book and the story itself. I was telling Clement that, like, while we were working on it and even afterwards, I decided to look for my own book. I decided to look for my family and my family history. And this story has so deeply affected me that I was so happy to be a part of it and tell her story in the midst of this greater story, this whole universal finding who your people are and protecting your family. You know?
She's a great role model for me, especially since she's smart and she's a great actor, and she just kind of led me through how to become Aminata.
Do not lead her.
What an education, you know, and what a pleasure to come here to work here in Canada. It's over the last 20 years, I've done maybe 4 or 5 movies here, and I've lived in Rosedale and in different places, and went shopping at the St. Lawrence Market and all that kind of stuff. It's very difficult to be macho in the cold.
Now I cannot imagine it being called anything else but the Book of Negroes. For me, the word Negro means strength and dignity, and so I cannot imagine it being called anything else.
It's been extraordinary working with you. Clement and I have had such an amazing journey, and the fact that you trusted us to take this and turn it into what we saw tonight. I just want to know how you feel. I want to know what it's like for you to sit in the audience and to watch your novel become something on a screen.
It's kind of mind-boggling and surreal and humbling.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more coverage from the 2014 Canadian International Television Festival. We'll be back next year, and so should you.